Hello and welcome to another edition of It's Your City. I'm Bob Crowell and I have the honor and distinct privilege of being the mayor of the greatest city in Nevada, our very own capital. I'd like to talk a little bit about some things going on around Carson, as I do when I'm on this program. And let me just say that last week, when you see this, I'll be referring to last week. Last week was a long week for me. There was not only a Board of Supervisors meeting on Thursday, but there was also a meeting of the Regional Shared Federal Framework folks in Washington, D.C., as well as the Nevada Association of Counties meeting in Washington, D.C. Let me talk a little bit about those things, so kind of give you an idea what was going on that week. The Regional Shared Federal Framework is a cooperative venture by Northern Nevada governmental entities, comprised so far of Reno, Sparks, Washoe County, the Washoe County Flood District, TRPA participates, Douglas County participates, Carson City participates, and Story County participates, as well as the Reno Airport, the Reno Convention Center, and others. And the idea is to get together regionally to let everyone know what each entity's projects are, and then to compile those projects so that we can go back to Washington, D.C. and speak with, as they say, one voice. We spent about the last 3 months compiling all the information and the data, and if you want a copy of the book that has all the projects of all of those entities, I'd be happy to try and, well, I will get it scanned electronically and send it to you if you want it. But the idea was to then take that book to our congressional delegation in Washington, D.C. and present the projects as saying to our congressional folks, these are the things that are on our plate out here in Northern Nevada, and we want you to keep these in mind if there are programs that come up that you think might help us complete these projects or get them off the ground. I went back, and well, let me just also say at the same time, there was a Nevada Association of Counties meeting, which they do annually to go back to, or biannually, I believe, to go back to Washington, D.C. to share the Nevada Association of Counties legislative agenda, which includes a number of things that are on the plate for several of our counties that they believe that the congressional delegation should be aware of. And since I'm both on the Regional Shared Federal Framework and a NACO, I kind of was back there for both entities and went from one meeting to another, and sometimes I just kind of picked what meeting to go to. But I went back on Sunday. I got in the last plane in because there was a snowstorm that hit the East Coast. And most everyone else who tried to leave on Sunday their flights were canceled. So Monday was a snow day in Washington, D.C. I had a meeting set up with the Secretary of Energy, Ernest Moniz, for 15 minutes, but since it was a snow day, I actually got a fairly long time with the Energy Secretary, where I talked to him about the efforts of Carson City to become more environmentally sensitive, let's put it like that. I talked to him about the amount that we have over 5 megawatts of installed solar capacity in our community. All of our schools, although not off the grid, are on solar. Our college is on solar, our National Guard is, our Public Works Department. And for a while, I think that Carson City could actually claim that we are the #1 solar city in Nevada because we have the most installed solar capacity per capita of any community in the state. I think that might be changing as a result of some of the larger solar projects going in both in Tonopah and down in near Boulder City. But I wanted to let him know that we were making strides along those efforts, and that also I wanted to thank them for the grants that they'd given us to swap out our lights, our stop lights, to make them all LED, which we did with a DOE grant. And I also wanted to let him know that we were interested in anything we could do that might be able to facilitate energy production at our landfill. Now, that might be a little bit of a stretch because we don't have exactly the water content in that landfill that others do, but it is clearly something that we need to be looking at down the road as recycling issues and landfill issues come to the forefront. And by the way, we have a long time left on our landfill. We are fortunate to do that. And as you may have heard when I talked during the State of the City, I believe there's an appetite from all the local, from at least Carson City, South Lake Tahoe, and maybe Douglas, to get together along with other people who are in the other entities, businesses who are in the recycling business, to see if there's a way where we can create a local recycling program that is cost effective and environmentally correct at our landfill. But there are a lot of economics that go into that, but I think there are a whole lot of people that think that we should be sitting down around the table and just putting the pieces out there about what recycling is being done right now and what the costs are and if there are any opportunities. So I think, as time progresses, that will happen. But at the same time, I also met with our lobbyists in DC and talked to them about taking advantage or trying to take advantage of the next round of Tiger grants, which are federal transportation grants for both the Virginia and Truckee Railroad and for Carson City on Carson City's Complete Streets program. We met with the Assistant Secretary of the Department of Transportation, who kind of oversees those programs, and let her know of our interest in that. And we also let her know that, we'd put in, at least from the Virginia and Truckee Railroad point of view, we'd put in a couple applications and they had not been, none had been received. As a matter of fact, that Nevada, with the exception of a couple in southern Nevada, there had nothing that happened in the north. So I wanted to put a face in front of the Department of Transportation to say that we are interested in this, and we will be having a conference call next week with the Department of Transportation folks to find out why our prior applications for the Virginia and Truckee Railroad were not deemed appropriate or were funded. So we'll see what the opportunities may be for the next round of Tiger grants with respect to either Carson City's Complete Streets program or the Virginia and Truckee Railroad. We also met with representatives of the Department of Energy along with the other. My meeting with Secretary Moniz was a personal meeting. We met with the Department of Energy staff folks on Wednesday to talk about issues such as Tesla, issues such as the unmanned vehicle program and things of that nature that are going on, and also to find out if there are any grant opportunities that we might take advantage of that would help Carson City. At the same time, on that day, we met with Congressman Amadei, our own local congressman who grew up here, along with Senator Heller, who also grew up here. Dean got, the airplane got delayed by virtue of the snowstorm, but we met with members of his staff, and we met with Senator Reed and also members of his staff with both NACO and the Regional Shared Federal Framework. I got back into Carson City late Wednesday night, and by the way, I should say that I was accompanied on the trip with Patrick Pittenger, who does our transit matters in Carson City, our transportation matters in Carson City, and he's more knowledgeable on the details of some of the programs we were talking about, and so he had a very good experience talking with the Department of Transportation folks. But both of us got back late Wednesday night, and then there was the board meeting on Wednesday. Also, when you see this film this past Saturday, we will have cut the ribbon for the grand opening of the Ross store, which, as you know or may know by now, is moving back from Douglas County on the Topsy Lane area back to Carson City at the Eagle Station. The ribbon cutting is going to occur at 8:45, and then the grand opening will be at 9. At the same time, we will be looking forward to the opening in the Carson Mall of Sportsman's Warehouse and Bell's, which are scheduled to open in April, sometime in April. So we will be welcoming both of those entities to our community. They promised, Sportsman's Warehouse promises to be a good addition to our community, and I'm told that Bell's, kind of hard to always remember that name, Bell's has a fair amount of cosmetic products which were of extreme value or high value, or however you want to put that, to a lot of folks when Gottschalk's was here. So some of that is coming back to Carson City, and we may not have to drive to Reno for those products. But it means that things are happening in our community, which is a good thing. Let me close by just saying a couple words about, I know there's a fair amount of interest in the community about Empire Golf Course. The city's interest in the golf course is quite frankly that we put our treated effluent on that golf course along with two other golf courses and a prison farm. That allows us to avoid creating an additional treatment plant because we can't put treated effluent in the river. It's a very valuable and cost-effective way for Carson City to dispose of its treated effluent. All of those, the four entities that we use for treated effluent, three of them have long-term agreements on them. For some reason, somebody 18 years ago at the last amendment of the Empire Ranch golf course agreement, where they agreed to accept treated effluent, provided for a one-year termination clause, which doesn't provide the city with the certainty it needs in order to go forward with using treated effluent. And that's our interest in making sure that we continue to have that available. And of course, in the meantime, what's happened is that Empire Ranch Golf Course is in bankruptcy. We don't know who's going to buy it or what. So the city has in its fact-finding area, has tried to look at appraising the property. We don't have an appraisal back yet, but I want to assure the residents that our interest is only in trying to make sure that we have a way to dispose of the treated effluent on that course. We're aware, I think that I speak for all of the board members on this, we're all well aware of the concerns of the residents at Empire, and we're going to keep you advised of what's going on as we go forward. And I understand that Supervisor Bunkowski is going to have a town hall meeting in that area, and so I encourage you to go to that, and you may, of course, call me at City Hall or send me an email. Probably better to call so we can talk about it, because it's a complex issue. But again, I want to let people know that there's nothing been decided yet, nothing is in concrete, and we are well aware of the concerns of the community out there around that golf course. It's a set of circumstances that we were faced with that came to light by virtue of the bankruptcy that frankly we didn't know about, or even when we wanted to, and I should also say that no part of the sewer and water rate increase upgrades were contemplated for the acquisition of a golf course. Now, there are ways where you could use some of the rates for the revenues from some of those rates to acquire an asset, but that was not the goal, the original goal. So we're trying to do our due diligence, get all the facts out, find out what is the best way for the city to preserve its right to deliver treated effluent, or to get rid of treated effluent, and to preserve the rights and quality of life for the residents at Empire Ranch. So that's about what's going on in Carson City. I want to thank each and every one of you for the efforts that you put forth to make our community a better place to live, work, and play. We do this all together, and Carson City is a better place because of that. As I tell folks when I go around to both our neighboring communities and at the federal level, Carson City benefits by virtue of the fact, one, it's a consolidated city and county, and two, it is a true community in every sense of the word. It's a true community. And it's a true community because of our residents. So again, thank you, and thank you for allowing me to have the privilege of being the mayor of the greatest city in Nevada. Thank you.